I need you to go get your friends, make sure we get people logged on, send them the link. Let's get them here in the house, late night with locks on a Friday night, and let's get this thing started. Excited to, this guy has been all over Instagram the last week. I've been keeping up. I got a lot of extra time late at night, and this guy has been all over Instagram. He's created quite of a stir here in the DMV. He's a DMV guy. He's actually kind of created this great debate about the great basketball of players come out of the DMV that have just become big-time players. I'm really excited because this guy here, I always like to read the bio because I want to make sure I get it all right. But again, a guy who grew up in this area, played right down the street from the University of Maryland. We've got quite a few players on our team from DeMatha Catholic, a former Stag. He made his mark at DeMatha, finished up at Oak Hill Academy. But this is one of the few guys that won a national championship in college basketball, but also won an NBA championship. A guy that was the Rookie of the Year in the G League, took the G League by storm. Nothing came easy for this guy. This guy earned every stripe he's got. And I'm excited to have my man, Quinn Cook. What's up, Q?
Coach, man, thank you for having me, man. It's a pleasure.
Man, I'm excited about this. I mean, my Maryland fans been giving me a little trouble because we all know that you are from the school down south.
My bad, I don't know why.
He's back. He's back. So, I mean, before I get into the question, I got to straighten this because a lot of my Terp fans are pissed because I got a Dookie on my show. But I just thought this is a DMV show. And
Right.
I've had a chance to follow your career, man, and I'm so excited about watching you, man. You've had a lot of success, and it hasn't come easy. Undrafted to playing and winning championships with Golden State Warriors, and now have an opportunity to play with the Lakers. I mean, just tell us kind of what's been going on in your life with this pandemic, and especially with all of the drama you've created on your Instagram Live with this great debate about the DMV basketball stars. What's going on with you?
Yeah, for me, it's been a different, well, for everybody, especially the athletes and stuff like that, it's been a different month recently, obviously, with the pandemic. They just shut the NBA down and everything else kind of follows suit after. So, you go from, just so locked in to, just practicing to shoot around to games, just the preparation. It doesn't matter if it's a game day or not. Your mind is just always preparing for what's next. Everything just came to a halt. So it's kind of like you can't leave the house to work out. You can't be around your teammates, stuff like that. So, I was stuck in the house for 4 weeks, not going outside at all, just trying to do workouts in my house, trying to run up and down my stairs in the building, in my kitchen area, living room area, push-ups, stuff like that, and just trying to stay as ready as possible because you don't know, for us, like we're in season still, so we don't know,
Right.
what's to come. So it's been different and trying to make the time go by. We have no games to look forward to, so I've seen some guys in New York, going live and talking about their talent and stuff like that. So, I took my platform and my friends and my brothers who are from this area, and
Right.
just to go on live and just talk trash to each other a little bit, get the competitive juices flowing. Because that's what we live off of. We live off of competing and trying to see who's the best. And we all family, but at the end of the day, we all want to be the best, man. It's fun competition.
Well, here's what I was most disappointed about. Old Coach Locks played a little bit of basketball and football at Towson State University. And I was a point guard. I ain't hear my name come up, bro. I'm a little disappointed. And don't let the belly fool you, Q. I can handle the rock. I don't know if you saw the oop you threw me from across the country. I still got my ups. I didn't hear my name mentioned.
I seen it, man. That's on. That's why I be trying to bring all the guys, from all eras. I was mentioning the guys that I saw play. I ain't really get to mention all the OGs like you. And
well, let me just tell you some of the OGs. When I came up, I watched you on Ant Cowan, because I'm going to still tell you right now, Ant Cowan will be an NFL corner. And I think watching your game play, I think you would translate to an NFL corner as well. There's too many of y'all that's playing this whole hoop dream deal that, there's a lot more opportunities on the football field for y'all, man. If I could just convince y'all. Now, it does entail putting your face on people and getting your nose bloody and all that. I saw your conversation with Ant. I love following basketball. I was a huge Melo fan, Ant fan. But my two favorite point guards, I'm going to have to give you my two favorite point guards coming out of the DMV during my era. We had Sherman Douglas, who went to Syracuse, and Spring Arm grad. One of the most underrated point guards in the history of the DMV is a guy by the name of Melvin Middleton, a.k.a. Fella. And Fella tied the ball to his hand. It was like a yo-yo. Fella, you got to do some research on Melvin Middleton. I
got to do my research.
Melvin Middleton and my man Sherman Douglas. Sherman took Syracuse by storm. So, again, man, I'm going to keep this thing moving on. Growing up in the DMV, who was a role model for you in the basketball game? Who did you look up to coming up?
For me, I had so many, especially when I was coming up. I had so many guys that I could touch: Nolan Smith, Chris Wright, Austin Freeman, Mike Beasley, KD, Jared Jack, Todd Lawson, guys who I could literally go down to the rec or go down to the gym and see. And everybody was just so motivated to help the next person. So I saw Nolan and Chris Wright go through middle school, and Taiwan and KD and all the Mike Beasley played in high school, AAU and stuff like that. So we were lucky coming up just to have all those guys who were still pursuing the dream. And you go on TV, you see Moochie Norris and Steve Francis and Keith Bogans and guys like that. And you
don't leave my man Juan Dixon off there, dog.
Juan Dixon. I remember what he did in 2002. I mean, he was incredible. He was incredible. So like you know, there's so much talent from the area. It's just motivation for you to be just like those guys.
There's no doubt. There's a ton of football talent in this area as well, and we're trying to figure out how to keep that talent right here. So in 2018, man, you had a chance to win an NBA championship with your former team. What does that mean to you, man? You're a guy that won one in college, and then having the opportunity and then the impact. You know, I saw the big shots you hit during the playoffs.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about what kind of impact that had on you in terms of winning a championship and being able to do the things you've done so far.
Yeah, for me growing up as a player, I mean, we all want to be the best player, but my biggest thing was winning. You can ask any coach, any of my teammates that I played with. You know, it didn't matter if I had 30 points or 2 points. As long as we got the win, you know, I was happy and trying to, you know, move on to the next thing. So growing up, I always wanted to be playing for Steve Smith at Oak Hill. They going to Duke, playing with Coach K. But then at AAU, I played with DC Assault, PG Jaguars main event. So I was always lucky just to be around winning traditions and just being around coaches who held me accountable and who've had players like me who, you know, they help elevate on and off the floor. So I was lucky from that standpoint. And then just going through what I went through in the pros, like I literally, you know, got cut by the Hawks. I ended up moving to Atlanta. You know, Grant Hill looked out for me, and you know, I got invited to training camp. You know how it is, the brotherhood. You know, and you know, I had a chance to try to make the team for the Hawks that year, and I made it to the last day. And you know, my agent's like, "Yeah, you know, you're good." I had just moved into my house, and you know, a trade goes down right before my deal was guaranteed for the next 2 years, and it was like, you know, I went to sleep. I was so mad. I was upset. I was depressed or whatever. And the next morning, I had like 5 missed calls from Steve Kerr. I had to be on the next thing smoking. But like I went from like getting cut and like the Hawks ended up being the worst team in the league that year. You know, I went from being cut from the worst team to being signed by the best team in the league. So, you know, I just, you know, was just ready. I just used that year to stay ready. I wanted to learn as much as possible. I didn't care if I didn't play at all. You know, Steph ended up getting hurt, so I had to play, and I played well, and we ended up catching some momentum for the playoffs, and we won. And that was just the best year of my life because, you know, I went from the bottom just as low as you can get to, you know, being a champion that year. I just learned a lot, just staying positive, staying with it. And I know my family's proud of me.
Well, that's part of the DNA of being from the DMV. Yeah. If you don't know, you know, because guys from this area, nothing really comes easy. I mean, this area deals with adversity, and we've got so many guys that can tell stories like yours, man, but it's great to see that. I've got a couple things before I let you go. I mean, and not to get down on something, you went from wearing number 2 to rocking 28.
Yeah.
And you did it in honor of Gigi and Kobe.
Yeah.
And obviously being a part of the Laker family now, what prompted the decision? And let's talk about the impact Kobe had, just the short time being there with the Lakers he had on you, and what created that thought to do that.
Yeah, great question. For me, growing up, Kobe Bryant was my favorite player. I became obsessed.
He was a dog, man.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we all seen him play 20 years. Just his will, man. Just not his ability to score, not his athleticism. Just his will, I think, is what made him who he was. For me, growing up, you know, I didn't really get to see Michael Jordan on a day-to-day basis. I seen him in with the Wizards, but you know, obviously he wasn't even half of himself, and he still was averaging 20 at 40 years old. But you know, so for us, my era, Kobe was our Jordan. So I became obsessed with him, and growing up, getting to play Team USA, I got to meet him for the first time, and going to Duke. Obviously, Coach Ken and him, we're extremely close. So Coach always, anytime Kobe would come to a game, he let me get the first 5 minutes with him, and I think Kobe, he knew how much I loved him, and just I was just obsessed with everything Kobe was and represented. So we formed a relationship, and he used to always, check on me, give me advice anytime I seen him. So, I mean, obviously it hurt the world after the tragic passing, but I wanted to do something that, honored him and Gigi. So just doing our research, I saw that Gigi wore number 2. So I took a lot of pride in that, even when she was late. To anybody who wears your number, you always root for him. So, I was wearing number 2, and I just wanted to do something unique that kind of honored Kobe and Gigi. So I wanted to just retire number 2 just for her, because I thought that was her number. So I wanted to get out that number. And then came up with 28 with the 2 for Gigi and the 8 for Kobe, just to kind of remember them anytime I went to practice. I got to the arena and just remember why I was doing it. So, I got a lot of support from my team after that, and we still keep the legacy going on.
What a great decision on your behalf to honor Gigi, as a parent that lost a child, and to see what happened, losing Gigi, and obviously losing a legend like Kobe, man. I appreciate the gesture of what you've done, man. And,
thank you.
Amazing. And let's leave on a high note. All right, you got a book out called The Cookbook.
Yeah.
It talks about the recipe for success. Now, I talk to my team a lot about my grandma's cookie recipe. And I always tell it, and I got a bunch of guys probably on it now. I said, look, man, if the recipe says put this much in, why would you do something different? If the recipe works, let's stick to it. So you came out with a book that provides a recipe for success. Talk a little bit about the cookbook.
Yeah, it's something I've always wanted to do. My god brother Nolan Smith, we always wanted to do it together, but he was making a transition into coaching, and I was trying to stick on the team, so it never really, added up. But just being in LA, networking, and just trying to use my platform for better, it really came from my camp. I throw a camp every summer. My mom and myself, we always just come together and just see what we can do every year, and every year gets bigger and bigger. This past year we had 400 kids, and just seeing the impact on those kids, I mean, that's no greater feeling. Just to have our platform, just to have, our resources to help, the kids coming up. So that's what really inspired it, and it was just me. I have a story that's relatable. I'm not 6'8". I don't jump out the gym. I'm a relatable guy, and I didn't have anything handed to me. For me growing up, in this area, how much love, the guy who's the best 10th grader, who the best 12th grader in any sport. So for me, I always been the man, I always been the guy. And then, going to the D League, and it's just a story that's just, I think it's very humbling, and it's motivating. Anytime you get pushed down, you can get back up. So just wanted to give couple kids and parents or whoever reads it, just, you know, some keys to success, some words that I use to help me, you know, get where I am and to, you know, I still use to this day. So the journey's still going.
Man, I love what you're doing. I love your platform. We got to keep the debate going on. We ran a little over, man, but you got such a great story to tell, man. I'm excited about having a chance to meet you, talk with you.
Yes.
I know the people that have logged in for this, man. This was a great opportunity, man. And you are what DC is all about, man. The DMV, the fabric of the DNA of this area, man. You work your tail off. Exciting to see. You had a chance to play, obviously, with probably 3 of the. We wish you nothing but great success, especially now that, you know, we don't look at you as a Dookie anymore. I ended up hiring a Dookie, Scotty Montgomery, my offensive coordinator.
There you go.
One thing about a Dookie, y'all always think y'all the smartest guys in the room. I don't know what that's all about, but, you know, you probably couldn't get into Maryland.
That's what it was. That's what it
really
was, man. I grew up a Steve Blake, Juan Dixon fan, and they had a point guard commit in my class when we were sophomores, so I never really got to experience the recruitment from Maryland. But
I wanted to be a Terp. All right, we're going to end it on that.
I mean,
my man Quinn Cook wanted to be a Terp, and the only reason he went to Duke because we didn't let him. And we're going to leave that as the narrative.
Let's go with that. Go with that.
I appreciate you coming on.
Yes,
Late Night with Locks. Really excited about you. Good luck in the future, man. I'm hoping this thing opens up to let you go do what you do. And just, we're so excited and proud of what you're doing for the DMV.
Can I get 2 shout-outs real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
I want to shout out Coach Brooks, Elijah Brooks. He was my first teacher at the master. He was my history teacher.
Did you get an A? Did you get an A?
No, I ain't get no A. He probably gave me like a B- or something. And then my sister Taryn Pope. She went to Maryland. She graduated 2000.
Everybody knows Taryn, man.
Yeah, so
Taryn runs Maryland.
She
I had to go through her to get to you. Man, thanks for being on. Excited for you. Good luck in the future. Whenever you're back in the DMV, man, stop through and come see us.
No, I got to. I appreciate what you're doing, Coach.
Thanks, Q. Appreciate you.
Sir. Yes, sir.
Man, what a great opportunity. I'm sorry we're running a little long. Again, this isn't, you know, we don't have commercial breaks. We don't have a lot of, you know, things pushing us. But just to hear his story in itself, a guy that grinded his way up, put himself in a great position, has won championships at every level. That, to me, is what the DMV is all about. That's what this show is about. It's a DMV show. It's a Terp show. It's all about that. So, again, man, I'm excited. Thank Quinn Cook for coming on. We'll keep this thing going. And as we kind of rotate into our next guest, there were a couple questions that we had from last week that I want to kind of get to. The first one asked, who's your favorite NFL player to watch right now? I'm going to just tell you right now, anything Terp. My favorite player is anything Terp. I mean, I love watching what Darnell Savage did as a rookie last year. DJ Moore, I mean, Stefon Diggs, all the players that have wore the Terp uniform. The first thing I do now when I pick up the papers, I look for the stats for those guys. Again, and so anything Terp, that's what I like in the NFL right now. Because I went over, I want to keep this thing going, man. And I know our fans are excited about our next guest. Make sure we shout out Drew, our equipment guy. All right. I can't thank Drew Hampton enough for the job. Essential worker for us in an effort to make sure that our guys had the things they needed to try to help keep moving the program forward. So a special shout out to my guy, Drew Hampton, our equipment guy, for the job he does, goes above and beyond. Thanks, Drew. Our next guest is someone that I have known for a very long time. I started recruiting him when I was at a place called the University of New Mexico. And people were like, oh, you're recruiting a guy from Maryland named Stefon Diggs. And, you know, I've gotten a chance to meet his entire family over the years. Stephanie, his mom, obviously Trey, you know, his brothers, Marshawn, Aaron Jr. I mean, the Diggs family has become kind of my second family because of this relationship. He's a guy that, I mean, honestly, if I had to describe him in one word, he's a dog. He's a guy that every level he's ever played at, he has been really, really successful. Been really, really successful in every aspect of his career. You know, he's a Terp forever. He's a guy that made a decision very early on in his career to decide to come and be a Terp. You know, he had the miracle in Minnesota. I mean, I'm talking about a game-changing play that just changed the fabric of the Minnesota Viking football career, something that he'll live in forever. He's the newest addition to the Buffalo Bills. You know, our next guest is no other than Stefon Diggs. And I'm going to just tell you right now, really excited to be able to bring my man Stefon. Left here is one of the most talented players in Maryland history. We've had a lot of great receivers. Torrey Smith, who came through here. I mean, I know during my time, you know, we had Julian Gary and Scooter Monroe, some big-time players that have worn the Terp uniform. But nobody has a special place in my heart for the decision he made to come here and be a Terp when he picked up that hat in Looney's in College Park. You know, it really was a big moment for the Terps. And so, again, I want to continue we're working to try to get him on. As y'all can see, I'm buying some time. He just landed. He's walking through the airport. He got the bucket hat on. No one other than a great Terp, my man Stefon Diggs. Steph, all right, so you just landed. Did you have your mask and gloves on?
Yeah, I just took it off. I was just in the bathroom washing my hands. I make sure everything is, you know, saying everything.
Of course, you always are, as they like to say, just fashionably late. I've been on the phone with you, and I'm trying to make sure that we have you in here on time. And you want to set your plane flight to land on the middle of our show. We've got the baggage claim here from the back. And we got all types of stuff going on. I'm excited to have you here. What's going on right now? What's going on in your life during this pandemic? How have you handled it? What's been happening in your life, Steph?
First off, thanks for having me on your show, Locks. I really appreciate you always. You know, it's my new favorite show to watch. Right now, it's definitely a weird time for everybody as far as with the pandemic. I haven't been doing too much traveling. This is going to be my one of my last trips. I'm actually in Minnesota right now, headed to my old house, and I just kind of been in the house. I've been trying to do the best I can to balance out training, as well as trying to be safe. But you know, it's such a crucial time. I always got to make use of my time, and I feel like I gotta take my time to get better. So at the end of the day, I'm doing my best to stay safe, but at the same time, I'm grinding.
So that's people call me all the time, and
I will miss you too, boss. Have a good one.
You don't have a lot of hobbies. I mean, you play football and you train for football. And I remember when you were coming out, people would call and say, I was like, he works out all the time. So you know, with this pandemic going on, I mean, I follow you on Instagram Live, and everybody that knows you knows you're always working on your craft. I mean, how excited are you to go play for the Buffalo Bills? And I know you're in a Minnesota airport, so don't talk too loud.
I say it's kind of a little quiet. Somebody might tackle me.
Jump you in the middle of it. How excited are you to go to Buffalo, man? And, you know, obviously I got a relationship up in Buffalo with Brian Dable, their offensive coordinator. We were coordinators together at Alabama, and I know the system. How excited are you about having the chance to go play in Buffalo now?
I'm excited from the standpoint of they have a young team. You know, they got some different pieces on offense, and with Josh Allen at the quarterback, he has a lot of I use this word a lot, moxie. He has a lot of got a lot of heart too. He plays with a lot of heart, plays with a lot of passion, and everybody knows me. I play with a lot of passion, and you can see it. You know, on the day that we played him a couple years ago, I saw it clear as day that he was a quarterback that was going to be one to watch. And as he develops in this next year, you know, they just went to the playoffs. They made a good run, looking to build off of that, just like all teams. So that was my first initial thoughts. I'm super excited. Hopefully that I can help this team win some football games.
It's great. It's great to give you a chance, a fresh start. I know it's something that you wanted, and again, you've been a guy that takes full advantage of opportunities. The Diggs family has another big event coming up in the next week and a half. The draft is coming up. How excited are you? It's funny because when I watched,
I appreciate you.
I watched that promo video that Abir put together. She used her editing skills to put me on the stage at Looney's. I don't know if you saw how excited I was. But there was this little guy sitting to the left of you, and I swear he looked like he was 8 years old in that picture. And next week, he has an opportunity to be drafted into the NFL, possibly in the first round. How excited is the Diggs? I know Stephanie, all the hard work she put into you guys. How excited are you guys with the opportunity of Trayvon being drafted next week?
You can imagine my mom. You know my mom for some years now. She's super excited. She's super in a good place for him. We've been praying for him and having the patience. You know, he hasn't been too anxious. I've been talking to him. I've been with him on a daily. He's just been kind of like keeping it cool. You know, my little brother. He's not necessarily timid, but he's like real to himself. But he's just been keeping it cool, kind of taking it stride by stride, day by day. So I'm extremely excited for him. I'm gonna be more excited than he is. I can guarantee you that. I'm gonna be screaming at the top of my lungs because it's a special moment, not just for him, but just for the family to see him not only be the baby, but watch the baby grow up. So
no doubt. And I had a chance to see that picture of him and coaching him at another place I used to work at. I don't try to mention the name anymore.
Oh, it's fair. That's fair.
But I'm excited for him. I've taken calls from people asking about getting together possibly. So I'm excited for the family. I'm excited for Trey. And I know that you are being a huge mentor, role model, father figure. I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you this, man, because you had a chance to spend 3 years as a Terp. What's been your most memorable Terp moment? I asked Scott Van Pelt this the other day.
Oh, man.
But what really stands out, besides not shaking hands,
Yo, chill out. Don't be putting
with the team that recruits this area. Other than that moment, what's been one of your most memorable moments as a Terp?
Well, I had a couple. I give you two. I give you the first one on my official visit when I was with you, and we went to the basketball game, and they showed a lot of love at the basketball game. You know, as far as like that was kind of played a huge part of my recruitment process as well. Just as far as like wanting to stay home, and they wanted you to be home. I remember you were there. They was kind of like doing the little say my name thing. I think they were kind of like UNC or Duke, and I thought that was a big deal. There's a lot of love, especially back home. But then my second memory is I remember having a conversation with you when we had 25 quarterbacks get hurt, and you can imagine I wasn't too happy about that. But I said, I think I was in the office and I was like frustrated. And I was like, man, what we gonna do? You tell me, because I always went to you and I always look for you as the young guys on your during your program right now. They probably know that you're a mentor, you're a guy that you can trust, can have a conversation with, just like a father figure as well. So I asked you, what we gonna do? And you said, don't worry about it. I'll just trust you. I got you. I'm gonna get you the ball. I'm like, dang, like I had to just trust you. I had to put it in God's hand and put it in the faith and be like this, man. Well, you didn't leave me. You didn't leave me to the blind at all. You know, coming in. So I trusted you. You got me the ball. Still, I think we lost, but you got me the ball.
What a unique story. So for the fans that don't remember this, but his freshman year after he committed, we ran through 4 quarterbacks to where
that's crazy.
The 5th string quarterback was Sean Petty, a linebacker.
Hey,
no
Sean.
Because let me just tell you something. Sean did an unbelievable job. I want everybody in the stadium to know that you're a big, strong, physical, crazy dude, and just get the ball. He had like 6 wristbands with the plays.
I remember that. All the plays.
Left and right.
The 200 plays you give him.
And I remember the North Carolina game kind of jumps out to where he threw for like almost 300 yards. You had a kickoff return for a touchdown. But just the fact that as a freshman, you made a big decision to come here and play. We got the 15 quarterback on the field, and we still found ways to get you the ball, as I promised you. Your touches, we always talk about touches.
You always said that. That was your first thing. That's why I got it. You started this.
I did. But, I mean, again, that was a great – I mean, you came in the office, and I said, I got you. And I got to tell you now, I really didn't have a plan, because I very rarely have a plan B, because I'm a believer in plan A so much. But we got through it and had a great career. So while we're on this thing, I know family's really important to you. Yeah. And I had a chance when I recruited you, I learned the impact that your dad, Aaron had on your life, Aaron had in your life. And I know that you and I have talked. You plan on endowing a scholarship here at Maryland in your dad's name. Let's talk about the values that your dad instilled in you and your brothers, and what made you decide to want to endow a scholarship in his name here at Maryland.
Well, it's kind of going into the process of, staying home and keeping it kind of home base. I'm big on home. I'm big on family. And just as far as like being your own man, kind of creating your own legacy, starting your own thing. And I felt like that was so pivotal for me to stay home, because it was like nobody was really staying home. We had a couple guys throughout the years to stay home, but I kind of wanted to start something at home to make it cool to play where you're from. I feel like for any player, we got guys in our area all across the board, every position. They go out to many different schools and have success. And, you know, nothing against those schools, but for me and my situation, I feel like I wanted to play at home. I wanted to be near my family. I wanted to make it look cool to be at the crib and ball, you know. And so take the term as being at the crib trying to make it happen. I took that seriously, and for now, I'm trying to pay it forward. You know, somebody that's coming in with a lot to prove, a lot of heart, you know, a lot of determination to get to where they want to go. Just paying it forward. You know, I want to be a part of their success as far as like not only just a scholarship, but more so be hands-on as well. You know, not only be a call away, be a text message away, be there for the guys that, you know, kind of don't have it all figured out, but taking it one day at a time.
I know you played a huge role, and people give me a lot of credit in Rakim Jarrett. I just remember a text that you sent me in your Stefon way where you said, man, chill out. You good. And this is, I'm like, what are you talking about? And you wouldn't tell me what was, I wasn't privy to it. Had nothing to do with organizing it, but it just, I'm like, man, what's going on? And you know,
he's a young player that I saw, that I watched. He's from the area. I seen him play. I realized that he can ball. You know, reaching out to him was one thing. You know, just as far as like trying to pay it forward. Like for me, I know what I was trying to do at my university, and I see a young kid that's trying to do the exact same thing. But I just want him to do it on a bigger level, a better level. He got the same coach that I had. He probably got a lot of better plays now. I don't know. It might be the same stuff, but I want him to play. I want him to play at the highest level, and I want him to reach his dreams. So at this point, you know, just trying to pay it forward and get all the guys to stay home.
You know, one of the funny things, and you know, me and Myron are banging every morning. I'm trying to get, trying to get to become Skinny Locks. I sent you a few videos of me sprinting, but one of the things Myron said to me when we were working out, he's like, "You don't have people in Florida saying I want to go to Maryland. Like, why would Maryland people want to go represent another state or another place?" Yeah. But everybody's got to do what's best for them. You did what's best for you. I'm super excited that you are one of the guys that have decided to pay it forward, reinvesting back into the Maryland football program by honoring your dad with the scholarship, and super excited about that. Before I let you go, you know, I definitely, there's one thing that has been just sitting in my craw in this recruiting process. There's a few schools that like to recruit this area, and one of the things that you know from recruiting you, when I ever recruit a guy, I don't mention another school ever.
No, that's
I used to tell you, if they're talking about another school, then they're hiding something there. But, you know, there's this narrative that coming to Maryland cost you a whole lot of money, that it was the worst decision you could ever make. If you had a chance to be on Looney's stage all over again in that epic video that just, I mean, to this day, I just still love it.
Yeah.
Would you do it all over again? Would you pick the Terp hat up again, and why?
I would say I would have probably did it from home. I wouldn't have did it at Looney's because I kind of gave it away, told them I was staying home. But I would do it all over again from the standpoint of all my decisions played in the part of where I am right now. You know, I had a solid foundation coming in with my parents and with my dad and my mom, and, you know, losing him and going to Maryland kind of cemented that foundation of having faith and having, you know, drive, determination, and getting to where you want to go, no matter your circumstance. You know, I had the right pieces. I had you in my corner. I had some teammates that were friends. I had some good guys in my corner that were pushing me in the right direction. So it made me who I am today, as far as like building character. You know, I feel like that built a lot of character in me because I got drafted late. You know, people can say what they want. I had a lot of talent. I had some injuries. I wasn't the only person getting injured, you know, but I was the only person that was talented as well. So I always gave a salute and hat off to those guys and the receivers that taken before me, but it ain't a lot of us left at this point. You know, and it kind of built me to where as though no matter your circumstance or situation, you got to grind, you got to put in the work. And now looking back on it, you know, I would do it all over again, because if I did go to another school, who's to say what would have happened if I got injured? Who's to say what would have happened if I was at a bigger school and anything could have happened? You know, some things happen when you go out of state. So as far as like for me, I feel like it played a huge decision on how I am. Well, huge decision on my decision. Well, huge role in my decision was staying home, because of who I am, what I represent, and where I am today. I look back and say I love my decision.
Love it, man. I remember being in Bird State, old Bird Stadium. It's called Maryland Stadium now. It was day 2 of the draft, and I knew that you were really pissed off. I remember calling you the night before. I said, "Look, meet me at the stadium." We went out. I had Kai throwing you the ball. Kai was in high school at the time. I said, let's just get your mind off this draft. Go out. You were running routes. think Trey was out there,
Mm-hmm.
and we went out for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, just throwing a football. And I just remember at the end, I was getting in the car, me and Kai ended up going to Buffalo Wild Wings, and you texted me, and Minnesota took you. And I know you went into Minnesota with a chip on your shoulder.
Yeah.
Signed one of the biggest contracts a receiver could have signed 2 years ago. Really proud of you, Steph, and
Thanks,
even
bro.
more proud of the man you become. You paying it forward, giving back to Maryland, helping this program as we try to build it and get it back to where it belongs. Be safe in Minnesota. Practice social distancing. Pull your hat down as you go to the airport. Don't order carry out with your regular name. Make sure you use a fake name when you order carry out.
What's gonna be my fake name, Lock?
Richard Blackman, which stands for Rich Black Man.
Bye,
Hey,
man.
Steph, thanks for coming on. You made
Anytime.
a lot of Terps very proud and happy, man. I'm looking forward to catching up with you next week. And good luck to Trey, and tell your mom, tell Stephanie I said what's up.
I got you.
And we'll see you when you get back here next week, man. Thanks for
I
coming
appreciate you, big guy. Anytime. Later.
on. All right, bro. Man, I know I ran over. We're at 44 minutes. This show ain't supposed to be a 44-minute show. But it's so hard to get off when you have the two guys I just had today. I want to thank Quinn Cook. Just shows, and both these stories are great stories. Quinn Cook was undrafted. Stefon Diggs was the 19th receiver drafted, and it wasn't because he came to Maryland. All right, the NFL decides and figures out how they want to draft people. But just know this: he signed a big contract 2 years ago, and as you heard it out of his mouth, and for all the negative recruiters and recruiting that goes on, Steph, proud of what you've become, proud of what you've done. Thanks to everybody for